everyone, I'm Lauren, and today I'm going to talk about a big problem I have with my reading patterns, I guess I should say, and that is I tend to start a lot of different series and just not get around to finishing them. It's a big problem of mine, and today I wanted to go over all of the different series that I have started and have not finished. For this list, I am not counting manga and I'm not counting graphic novels. They just kind of didn't fit with here anyway. But in any case, the bulk of my series that I've started and not finished are novels anyway, so it works out. I didn't count really, but I think I have over 30 different series that I've started and I'm either not caught up to or not finished. So that's a lot. It's definitely something I want to improve on and swipe off a few of the really short ones I need to catch up with for 2021. I tried to do that this year, but 2020 is trash. So yeah. For this, I'm going to start off with the series that I have the least catching up to do, and then end with the ones that have the most number of books I need to read before I'm finished. Some of these series I need to reread to catch up to the new stuff, and I will be counting the books that I have to reread as ones I have to read to finish because I have to read it and I don't remember. But if I'm in the middle of a series that I'm totally rereading, which I'm not right now, I think, then I'm not going to count that because I've already finished the series. These are ones that I have not finished at all. Sorry if I'm a little congested. I have really bad allergies right now. I don't know what it is. It's just allergies. Fun. Anyway, let's just get started with the first thing in my big old stack here. First off, I have I don't know what this series is called. It's set in here. It says it's in the Astilian Tales series. The first one is Battle in Spring. The one I'm on currently is Spit and Song, and this is by Travis M. Riddle. This came out this year, so I only have this book to read before I'm caught up. I don't know if this is the final book that's planned or not, but we'll see, I guess. This only came out this year, so it's very possible that there'll be more. Next on my list is the Stormlight Archive series. Right now, I just need to read Oathbringer, and this is by Brandon Sanderson. Technically, Rhythm of War is already out, so normally it'd be 2 that I need to read, but it's not available in paperback, and I'm not going to buy that hardcover and read that, and I don't really feel like double dipping and getting a paperback and ebook right now, honestly. I think I'm just going to wait till the paperback release. So, for what's available for me to read, it's only Oathbringer, and so it's just one that I need to read. Obviously, this is still an ongoing series. There's like 12 or 10 planned or something like that. There's a lot planned, I think. So, this will definitely be on this kind of list for a while, but I just need to read this to catch up. The next series I have here is Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody by Hiro Ainana. The one that I'm currently on is volume 12. That came out not too incredibly long ago, and I have it actually on the way in the mail, so I'm just waiting for that to get here, and then I'll be able to catch up. Since it is a light novel series, and oftentimes they tend to have like 3 or 4 volumes out each month. This one will definitely be one that cycles between 0 I need and then 1 like very quickly. The next one comes out in February of 2021, but I tend to keep up to date with it. I'm only a little bit behind right now because I had a slump for a few months, but that one will definitely get read very soon. Next one I have is The Mirage Duology by Somaya Dodd. I've only read the first one, and the final book in the duology, A Court of Lions, came out recently-ish, and I need to read that. Obviously, since it's duology, once I finish that, then I'm finished with that series. I have been dragging my feet a little bit on picking up like a library version or whatever for that, just because I haven't heard anything about it, not positive or negative, and it's just kind of off-putting, maybe? It's a little worrisome, I guess. But I really liked the first book, and that one seemed to be iffy for some people, so maybe it'll be fine. I don't like A Court of Lions. So I just really need to get on with that one, so it's just like an easy gimme finish this series already. Next series I have is the Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells. The one I'm currently on is Network Effect, but hopefully I get to this one soon. This is the only one I need to read before I'm caught up. And I've been meaning to get to this one, and I keep on... tried to start to read it around when I slumped a bit, so that didn't work very well. But I'm planning on reading this very, very soon, hopefully in November or December, because Murderbot is really, really good. The next book in this series is supposed to come out April of 2021, so it'd be doubly awesome to finish this so I can read the next one. I think the next one is supposed to be a novella, and this is a novel length. But either way, I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to read this. Next one here, I don't remember what it's actually called, but I think it's called You, like the You series by Caroline Kepnes. I've only read the first book called You. There is one other book out right now that I can read called, where is it? It's called Hidden Bodies. So if I read that one, I'm caught up. The third one will be coming out in April 2021. So again, like with Murderbot, if I read that one, then I can just read the third one when it comes out if I so desire. Next one is one that I talk about a lot on this channel, and that is Ascendance of a Bookworm by Mia Kazuki. I am on I am on part 3, volume 2 right now, and hopefully I read that very soon, because I'm very excited to read it. It's one of my favorite light novel series, if not my favorite, probably my favorite. And again, like Death March, this one updates very, very quickly. So there's another volume coming out in January of 2021, or at least that's what it's planned for. And so I want to catch up so I can read the next one right away. I'm kind of catching up a little bit with this because I think Volume 2 came out right when I was in a slumpy mood again, so I didn't get to reading it until, I didn't get to reading it. So, but it's definitely one that's on a very, very soon docket, because I really like the series. Next one is the Band series by Nicholas Eames. Currently there's only 2 books out right now, so I've already read Kings of the Wild, so I just need to read Bloody Rose. I don't know how many books there are supposed to be in the series. At least 3, because I know there's another one planned. It might not be for a while, it might not be till late 2021 or 2022. But again, I do like to catch up with my series, so I don't have 30-some series on my big old list. Once I'm caught up with it, then I can be like, yay, I'm caught up. Good, ready for the next one. So I just need to read this. I am also very, very excited for this one. Although some people have said some things about it, but hopefully I still like it anyway. Next one is the Howl's Moving Castle series by Diana Wynne Jones. I have read the first 2 books in this trilogy, so I just need to read House of Many Ways, and then I'll be finished. I am planning on reading this pretty soon, hopefully, because I did really like the first 2. And so hopefully I like this one as well. Okay, now that's all of the books that I only need to read 1 book for before I'm caught up or finished. So now it's gonna get more on that. More on that to read docket type thing. The next one I have is the Book of Ember series by Jean Duprow. And technically, I have read 3 of the 4 books, but it's been so long since I've read the 3 So I had to reread 2 of them, and I still need to read the 3rd one. And then I also need to read for the first time the 4th one. So the one I next need to read is The Prophet of Yanwood. And then I also need to read The Diamond of Darkhold, I think is the last one. These are very, very short and like middle grade-y children's style. So it should be very, very quick. So this is another one that's pretty high on my docket to finally finish. Especially since I've already read 3 of them out of 4. So this one should go especially fast since I do remember a lot of the different major things that happen in here. So it should be breezy, really. Next one is the Books of Pelennor series. This is another one where I have... this is by Alison Croghan. This is another one where I had already read the first 3 out of 4 books, and then I just haven't read the 4th one. But since it's been so long, I need to reread. I needed to reread the first 3 again. I've already reread the first 2 more recently, and I still need to reread The Crow. This is the 3rd one. And then after The Crow, there's one more, and then I'll be done. The Singing. That's what it's called. So only 2 more, and then I'll be done. It is a much slower paced series, so it will take me a little longer than some of these other ones that only have 2. And they're pretty hunky-ish. But again, it's one that I only have 2, and then I'll be done. The next one is the Giver Quartet by Louis Lowry. This one also has 4 books in the series, and I've already read the first 2, so need to read 2. The one I'm currently on is Messenger. I don't know anything what this is about, but this is extremely short. The last one is a little bit hunkier, but again, these are written for a much younger audience, so it should go pretty fast. It's just I need to get to them and read them and make them a priority, and then I'll be done with the series. Next one is the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. This one has 4 books in the main series, and then, and I've read the first 2, and so I only need to read 2 more. There are 2 extra side ones that I also want to read, so technically it's 4, but I wrote it on here as 2, so whatever. But the one I'm currently on is Cress. This is the 3rd one. Bit hunkier, but it's a YA breezy type thing, so it shouldn't be that bad. The next one is the Licanius trilogy by James Islington. This one I've only read the first one, so I need to read 2 more. The one I'm currently on is An Echo of Things to Come. I did quite enjoy the first one, I need to get to this. I only picked this copy up pretty recently, so yeah. That doesn't help with me. If it's not on my if I'm not on my physical TBR, it's hard for me to remember to read it. So now I have it, so hopefully I read it sooner rather than later. And also what's nice is that the 3rd book, I forgot the name of it, is coming out in paperback in December. So that'll be nicer for me to read, because these are too hunky for me to read in hardcover, honestly. And since the first one isn't in hardcover, it's also a taste of like they don't match, so I didn't want to get these in hardcover. Next one, it can be debated on whether I am technically in the middle of the series or not, but whatever, just for simplicity I put it on the list just to help me remember. And that is the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. I have read the first 3 books, so all of them that are in Era 1. And I have not read any of the ones that are in Era 2, so that starts with The Alloy of Law. And sometimes people consider them kind of 2 separate things, but I don't know. But there's 3 currently out that I haven't read, so I have 3 to read. I have no idea how many are going to be in this. I heard some people saying that he's are going to be 12 or 10. I don't know. There's going to be more. But for right now, I only have 3 to read, and then I'm caught up. The next one on here is the Song of the Lioness series. Maybe it's the Song of the Lioness Quartet. I don't know. There's 4 books. I've only read the first one, and I am currently on In the Hand of the Goddess. This should be another very, very breezy one, because The font is very large and it is written to be more like a kid's book, but I'm still very interested in this. I did really like the first one, and I've liked other works by Tamora Pierce. So, I want to read everything soon, but I hope as well this gets read soon. The next series is the Abhorsen series by Garth Nix. This is an ongoing series, but right now there are 3 main books out that I haven't read recently or at all. I need to reread the one I'm currently on, Abhorsen. This is the 3rd one. And then there are 2 that I haven't read at all that I need to read. Plus there's a side story thing, so I don't know if you want to count that or not. So I have 3 total that I need to read. And then there's another one coming out supposedly in October of 2021, so it is quite a while. So that will give me a lot of time to hopefully catch up and then be ready for the next one, assuming that it does come out in October of 2021. Next one is the Brian Saga by Gary Paulson. If I wrote down correctly, there are 5 books total in the series, and I've only read the first one. So the one that I'm currently on is The River, and I don't really know what this is about because I have not read it and I don't remember the synopsis. But this is another children's kind of series, so it shouldn't be that long. But I do want to read it. The first one was a definitely interesting survival-esque story, and I have no idea if the other ones are any good, but I definitely want to check them out and see for myself. Next is the very popular Wayward Children series by Shannon McGuire. This novella series, I've only read the first one. It just hasn't been able to fit in my TBR, I guess. So the one I'm currently on is Down Among the Sticks and Bones. So currently I have 4 left to read, including this one, and there's another one coming out supposedly in January 2021. Since these are all novellas, they're very, very short, so it really shouldn't be that hard for me to read them, but I am very good at not prioritizing series. But I want to see if I like this one first before I really dive into the series. I did really like the first one, but the main character is different in this one, and I really liked the main character in the first one, and I think the main characters in this one I don't like as much. I think it's Jack and Jill. I don't like them as much in the first one. I wanted the cool ace character, which I can't remember the name because it's been so long since I read that first one. I don't remember the name of the first one. But either way, I am looking forward to reading this, though. I am just a little bit cautious about the characters, but we'll definitely see how I feel when I read it. Hopefully soon. The next one is the Queen's Thief series by Megan Whelan Turner. This one is finished as of this year, and I've only read the first one, and I'm on the Queen of the Tolia, aka the book with the ugliest cover in my collection, probably. And so including this one, I need to read 5 books, and then it'll be done because it just finished in 2020. So it's almost good that I kind of waited, because the first one came out in the 90s, I think. When did this one? I know this is the second one. This one came out in 2000, so it took at least 20 years for this to finish, even though it's only 6 books. So I am excited to continue further, because apparently the first book, The Thief, isn't the strongest one in the series, but I still really liked it, so hopefully I like this one and the subsequent. The next one I have here is a little bit, I'm not sure if I am going to continue with it or not, but I think I want to try the next book and see how I feel about it, and that is The Last Dragon Chronicles by Krista Lacey, and I've only read the first one, and I'm currently on Ice Fire, I think is the name of it, and so I have 6 to read in this series. Again, this is another children's one, so it shouldn't be that heavy if I decide to continue with it. I was kind of iffy on the first one, but I remember being iffy when I first read it, because it was a reread for me. And I remember liking the second one a lot more. So I do want to give it a shot and see if I actually like the series or not. This one might be DNF type series, but I want to give it a shot before I make that call. The next one on my list is How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom by Dojo Maru. I have only read the first one, so I'm on volume 2 of this, and currently there are 7 that I need to read total, including volume 2. Apparently, there's another one coming out December of 2020, so I'll be probably more like 8 volumes behind pretty soon, just because it's not, I wouldn't say it's low on my priority list, but there's definitely a lot of other things that are higher, so I'll get to it eventually, but it's definitely one that I'm pretty far behind on. The next series on my list is the Mushoku Tensei series by Ryufuji Namaganote. I have only read the first one, so I am on volume 2, and currently there are 7 that I need to read to catch up with the series, although there's a volume coming out in December of 2020. This is another series that I'm a little bit iffy about, because I didn't really like the main character in the first one. He was a little too pervy for my taste. So I'm giving the second volume a chance, and I'll see how I feel from there. Maybe it won't be any better, and I won't be able to stand the character, but maybe it'll be fine. I don't know. I really like good characters, and the characters really make or break a book or series for me, so that one is another kind of iffy one. The next series on here is Overlord by Kugane Maruyama. I am currently reading, actually, the 6th volume. I'm partway through. I don't know if that's half. No, it's not half, but I'm currently reading it, so I should finish this one soon. So once I finish this, I will have 6 volumes left to read. Currently 7 that are out. There's going to be more volumes at some point, but I don't know when that is. Apparently the volume 13, I think, is the one that's not out yet. Apparently it's very, very large, and there was a bit of a hiatus or something, and so it's going to take a long time to translate. So I will probably have a while before that comes out, and so that'll give me some time to catch up to this. Next one is the Iron Druid Chronicles by Kevin Hearn. I have only read the first one, so I'm currently on Hexed. Including this one, I have, I think, 8 left to read. I don't remember if that's including the short story collection or not, but at least they're all out, I think. I don't think it's ongoing last time I checked, so that's still a lot of books, though. These are adult fantasy, so that'll take me a little bit to catch up, but there's another one. But I should be getting to the second one at least fairly soon, because I do want to read it for my r/fantasy book bingo. The next series is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime by Fuse or Fuse, I don't know. I need to look that up, honestly, because I keep on being not sure. I've only read the first one, so I am currently on volume 2, and currently there are 8 total that I need to read before I'm caught up, with the next one coming out in January of 2021. So this is another one I'm pretty far behind on, but light novels really update very, very quickly just because of how short they are, and we tend to get them localized way after they've been publishing for a while in Japan, so yeah. I'll catch up eventually. The next one on my list is The 12 Kingdoms by Fuyumi Ono. The one I'm currently on that I need to read is Masho no Ko. This is like a prequel, so it's counted as like 0. And I'm not honestly sure how many I have that I can actually read, because it's not all of them are officially localized in English, and the ones that are really expensive anyway. But there are quite a few that are fan translated, but I don't know how many there are. So I have written down as 8, maybe, that I need to read. Technically one of those is a reread, but I still need to reread it because it's been a while since I read it. But it might be fewer than 8, but I won't know until I get there. Maybe by the time I get over there, more will be fan translated. I don't know. And it's technically an ongoing series, but it's one of those things like, who knows when we'll get it unofficially localized or translated, I guess. It'd be really, really great if these came officially localized again, or like a reprint, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. That'd be really great. I'd be happy. And if that's the case, then I'll probably reread them from the localized, officially localized ones in that case, just to make sure things are consistent and all that. And support. Next one on my list is the Haruhi Suzumiya series by Nagaru Tanigawa, sorry. I have read the first one, so the one I'm on is the Sigh of Haruhi Suzumiya. And I wrote down, I'm not actually sure if it's 9 or 10 that I still have to read. I got a little confused on which one was coming out or not. Technically, I would probably wait to continue in the series until January because they're getting a reprint before they were super duper expensive to get physical volumes. So I read the first one digitally on my Kindle. But I do prefer reading physically if I can, so I will wait till those are out. I think they're releasing a few of them in January, and then they're releasing a few in March or something like that. I don't remember. It's not like they have to retranslate. They're just reprinting them. But I'll look forward to that. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't know if it's ongoing or not. It's always so confusing because the author goes on hiatuses and stuff. So 9 or 10 maybe, and there might be more later. I don't know. The next one on my list is the big boofy fantasy series Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. And I have read 2 of them, if I can remember things correctly. So the one I'm on is The Dragon Reborn. And so including this one, I have 12 more to go, and they are not thin. This one is a little on the thinner side, but the 4th one is huge. And then they get huger, and then they get smaller again for a bit. But then they get really huge when Brandon Sanderson comes along. So this series will take me a little while to get through, especially since it is a very slow series. It's not a high action light novel kind of thing. But I do want to catch up with this at some point. It will just take me a longer time than the ones that I only have 1 or 2 to read. Next one is the Wings of Fire series by T. Sutherland. The one that I've only read the first one, and the one I'm currently on, the one I'm currently on is The Lost Heir. Including that one, I have 12 to read, with a new one coming out in March of 2021, apparently. This one is another one that I'm a little iffy on, because I did like a lot of parts of the first book, and I disliked some other parts. And it's a middle grade series, and middle grade is a little tough for me sometimes. But this might have been a little better because they were dragons and not people. But I do want to give the second one a shot. But again, this might be another one that I DNF in the middle because it doesn't work. But I want to give it a shot, though. Next one here is The Irregular at Magic High School by Tsutomu Sato. I've only read the first one, so obviously I have the volume 2 is the one I'm currently on, and there are 14 currently out that I still need to read. So I'm pretty far behind that one. It's been going on for a while, so that's why. And the next one is coming out in February 2021. And there's a lot. I think it's finished in Japanese, or going to be finished, so eventually they'll stop at some point. But there are still a lot for me to catch up with, so that's another one that'll take me a little while. The next one on my list is Spice and Wolf by Isuna Hasekura. I've only read the first one, and it's been a while since I've read the first one, honestly, so I might need to reread it once I get around to it. And I don't know if it's a finished series or not. It's kind of confusing because there's that, and there's also like a side series called Wolf and Parchment. So I don't really know how they relate. And it's a little bit confusing on, I get conflicting information on whether it's finished or not. But currently there are 20 books that I need to read. And obviously if I reread the first one, then that's another one. So it's quite a beefy thing, but it might be finished. So at least there's that. I don't know. Next one is another kind of iffy one. And it's also kind of iffy on whether I'll even read all of them, even if I like it, because it's one of those that you can jump around a little bit. And that is the Legend of Drizzt series by R.A. Salvatore, the one that I am going to be reading next is The Crystal Shard, which is technically the first published one, but they labeled it as the fourth one. So I read the one labeled as first, and that was a bad idea. So I'm going with the first published one and seeing how that goes. I think this will be better than the one I read, but if it's not, then I will probably skip around a little bit more in the series, because apparently you can do that. If I do that, I won't need to read 33 books, which is what I haven't read that's currently out. But again, I won't really know until I try this and a few others, I think. Okay, the second last series that I started and haven't finished is another kind of one that you could jump around a little bit, so I could theoretically not read all of these, and that is the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett. The one I'm currently on is Sorcery, and so I have 37, including that one, that I have not read that are out. It's a finished series, I guess, because Terry Pratchett has passed away a while ago, but still a lot of books to read, and we'll see how much I like the Discworld series. So far, I've liked the books more and more as I've gone through. I think the last one I read was Mort, and that was pretty good. So if I continue to like them as much as I do, then I'll be reading all of them, or I plan to read all of them. If I don't, then I might jump around a little bit here and there and maybe come back or maybe not, but again, I have to try them before I can know that. Finally, the biggest series on my list that I have not finished, but I have started, is again one I could jump around a little bit, and that is the Poirot series by Agatha Christie. I've only read the first one. There's a pattern here, I feel like. And the one I am currently on is Murder on the Links. And so, including this one, there are 44 more Poirot books, that I have to read or want to read. I want to read all of these. I don't think the first one is a very strong Poirot one, but I still liked it, so I think I'll like some of these more than others. I don't imagine that I'll skip around. I know you can, but I think I'll like these enough that I won't need to. But I just need to put them on my list so that they get read, and then also buy some more copies so that they're actually on my TBR, because I don't have that many right now. And I am a very visual person, so if I see it, I will think about it. And if I don't see it, then I won't think about it. So I need to get a few more of these, so I'm actually seeing them and thinking about them a little bit more. So eventually, hopefully, I read all of these, but it might take a little while because there's so much I want to read. Anyway, I don't know how long this video is, but that took a while. And those are all the series that I've started and not finished, not including manga and graphic novels. It's a lot. Let's see, can I pick up these? I can't pick up all of them, but I can certainly pick up some of them. So I can't pick up all of them, there's way too many. But those are all of the series that I haven't finished, that I want to finish, at least as of right now. I might not finish some of these, because if I don't like them, then obviously I'm going to drop them. But as far as I'm currently aware, I plan to finish these. Let me know in the comments below if you have any series that you really want to finish, or if you've read any of these series, and let me know your thoughts on that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in another video. Bye!